What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This is the conclusion of the final round of the Cedar Hill Chill. We're playing the Beaver layout, and this is sponsored by Dynamic Disc Carrolton and Dirty Dozen Tour. We've got an exciting back nine for you, and the chase and even third card are making some moves, hunting these guys down. To start off our round, we're playing course hole 16, a par 4 today. Coming in at 490 feet. There is a Mando on the right, which got some tape on it, as well as flags marking the drop zone. Anthony playing fast here, almost missed his shot. Mason pumping one down there. And so right now, Emerson is on third card, 2 holes ahead. But his hole 10 and 11 are not this card's hole 10 and 11, since this was a shotgun start, so struggled with the storytelling on that, but basically he is 10 down.
That is out there.
Right. Colby, another one out there. If you haven't watched the front nine of this, do yourself a favor and do that.
I'll hate me.
Squirrel trying to razz everybody. Really on this hole, as long as you don't miss the Mando or end up too far left or get a nasty tree kick, this is ideal what you're looking at for your second shot, where you're just able to pitch one up, give it a soft bid. Please get too crazy. This is an easy birdie. You really got to put a good move on the drive to have a look at the eagle. Trickle one off the green, especially down on this low side, it can be really punishing. High side can be punishing too, because then there's like just a chance of drifting past the basket. Colby doesn't have too much of a comebacker here. He's able to secure it. On to course hole 17. This one is in its middle position, coming in just under 300 feet, slightly uphill.
I'm talking about you.
There's some water, but that's not even going to phase these guys. Anthony whipping out that forehand again. He can mash that thing. That is a weapon. Everyone was surprised to see him bust it out on the previous hole. Mason.
Excellent.
On a driver. Couldn't tell if he was going right at it or playing like a left to right turnover shot or drifting shot. Clayton a little high. Actually, that might have been a little low. He could have been playing the stall shot. Run out of steam and then just fade right towards the basket. So maybe a little low, maybe a little right, just a little off. But he's dry and he made it through that wall of trees, so gonna kind of get away with it. Not have a good look at a 2, but could definitely be worse on this hole. Colby is dry, but really short. He's gonna have to manufacture something. Yeah, so Clayton, he punched through that wall of trees. Not too bad. Anthony needs this. Fortunately, doesn't connect. Emerson is charging.
It's just, I've heard you hit against your putter.
Onto course hole 18. Got thick woods all the way down the left. You have walking path OB on the right. But really, you have to flirt with that to get the distance. And you have OB deep, which I never thought I would mention. But yeah, you're gonna see some guys flirt with that for sure. Mason throwing something, just stays on hyzer, way down there. I did not ask any of these guys what they're throwing, but this drive from Colby, best drive I've ever seen on this hole, or furthest drive I've ever seen on this hole, I should say. You've got to put it low, because if you put it too high, all those branches are going to nab you. You'd have to have a really big arm to just go around and over the top, because this hole's 450. This is a typical landing zone. You'll have some room to work it into the basket. Colby, though, he is past the basket. That was awesome.
Come on. Oh, dude.
Got a low ceiling to contend with. Jams one in there, kind of scoots up the hill past it. Clayton, not bad at all. And I must have missed Anthony's up shot. A little bit of meat on the bone for a couple of these guys. Alright, course hole 1, 490 feet, uphill the whole way, almost to the entrance of the park. Scoring as a par 4 today, and Anthony's pulling out that forehand again. He gets down there nicely. There's almost going to be nothing in his way. Colby, I think he's going to go forehand as well. And at this point on the card, there's murmurs of what's going on in front of them from Chase and third card. And Emerson snagged a 2 on this hole. I asked around a little bit, and I never found out exactly how he did it, if it was a throw-in, or if he threw like a roller, or what. But he was scored a 2 on this hole, and he is solely in second place at the moment. 1 stroke behind Anthony, and that bogey from Mason slipped him into third. I really hate this hole as a starting hole, hole 1 for this course. But later in the round, I love this hole. The arm's nice and warmed up. There's OB down the right side with the road, and then down the left side is the property line, kind of guarded by some thick vegetation, which even if you hit the fence and stay in, you're going to have a compromised lie. But this is a fantastic hole. Seen some good upshots so far. Man, that's a mash. I would love to be able to put my drive that close to the basket on this hole. But that's why I'm 905 rated and Mason is 1003 rated. So for the birdie, left a little more on this than I thought he did. So there's kind of a bottleneck of the fairway as you get closer and closer to the basket.
I mean, that's how clickbaity type.
Here you go.
Onto course hole 2, they pushed it back into the lawns. Fortunately, the wind is not helping today for the big righty high zero over everything. And if you've never played a tournament at this park before, the cars parking up here, that is just how many people are on this property right now. The road in is lined with cars, the road from the gate down to the parking lot is lined with cars, and the parking lot is full, so adds a little extra element. You don't want to hit a car or something if you shank one. At least for me. I'll think about it. But here you kind of want to bury it into that hill, play the skip, and hopefully get a curl up onto the green. And they push it back. It's about 340 feet. Slightly downhill though to the basket. The uphill bit at the end is probably like the last 50, maybe 60 feet of the hole. That's the short pin position.
Feet of 1. Go. Get there. Sir, let's go, Clayton.
Heck.
Anthony. Trying to get freaky again. And it does not work back in. That is so unfortunate. Other side of the fairway over here, Colby pitching up. Yeah, there's that zone, just barely, not even a disc's width. Super unfortunate. Went out of bounds kind of early too, so he's throwing for 4 here. That's going to cost him the lead. Anthony, I don't know what his wins are. I know he's around 950 rated at the time of this, so possibly the first time he's been in this situation, leading the tournament late and having someone like Emerson chasing him down. I know I would be super nervous. Shout out to Clayton, that blue disc. But if it was on the other side of the basket, it would be in the shadow. That is Clayton's tee shot. I mean, that's perfect. Some guys on the card that would love to trade him for that. Only so many opportunities left. course hole 3, our hole 15, 330 feet. This is a tricky one to film. There's no room behind the basket or behind the tee pad, and where I can see the basket, you can't see the thrower. So basically, it's 300 feet and then fade out with the forward push, because it is almost a dead straight hole. But something stable that's easy to throw straight, it's going to fade a little bit at the end. There's not really room for any turn or shaping a shot. For right hand, backhand, you're just hammering it flat, trusting it to finish and work a little bit to the left as it runs out of steam. Colby, out of position here. Have to manufacture a forehand. You can just see the basket to the right of that telephone pole. You can kind of see the number plate on it. And if you kind of bury it in this hill short, depending on exactly where you are, it's hard to see the basket. Emerson is cooling off at this point, so he does have 2 more holes after 18. So Emerson actually has 4 holes to play, not 2. But he's gotten par on these shorter holes, so there's an opportunity for these guys, but they gotta step into that door before it closes. Hole 4, 386 feet to the long. This one's maybe about. This one might only be about 320. There is a Mando, so it takes out this simple like spike hyzer playing into the hillside. You're going to have to manufacture either a forehand, hope you don't skip into the road. The gentle shot is that slight backhand turnover with something slow, putter or a mid, or baseline mid. Just a little too timid on these first 2 shots. They're not. There's a slight left to right, but with this tree line here, the wind just does really weird things. Mason, though, throwing the perfect shot for the long. Still has a putt here, but he would have loved for that to check up about 20, 25 feet shorter. Anthony going kind of straight at it, and it just filters down closer to the road. I think it's going to be a little obscured by that tree line. He is unbalanced though. Colby putting it into the trees a little bit. Jonathan having a look on the edge. Yeah, if you could put it here every single time for the long, you would do that. And, yeah, he feels it slipping through his fingers. It's after 3 pars in a row. Emerson birdied That's going to be this card's hole 17. His hole 15. Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
To course hole 5. 393 feet. Low ceiling. After you get under that branch, you have a little room to work it left to right and then back again. So kind of has your flip to turnover, a flat shift, flex. I really want to get past that dead tree in the middle of the fairway to have a confident look at a 2, which Emerson also birdied the next hole. It is not looking good for these guys. Though hole 7, this card's starting hole,
Follow me.
there's a chance for multiple OB strokes, but that's not the way to think about it. They've got to get some birdies here. Interesting to note, this is the first muddy hole all day. Just the way the water seeps out of this hillside, especially around the green here. This is the muddiest conditions we've had all day. Excuse my hand. Top of the screen, my lens shade wasn't doing the trick with that sun starting to set, so I'm improvising. Clayton's drive was looking so dang good, and it was just kind of working the ground on Annie and caught that dead tree. Go over the top. Work something out. Can't see his feet. That's the way I did the scorecard, but he's having to press his foot into the ground to try and get good footing. It almost pulled his shoe off. It's just that sticky, sticky mud.
Let's put it this way. There's like probably 3
Pretty cool
holes.
side path for everyone to take. Down to the green.
No, it's not.
So I'm saying, like, why is
So
there
I'll make that background noise if you can hear that.
Tomorrow, luckily. I probably won't get this round. Round 1 will be on tomorrow. That's my
Some
goal.
defeated tap outs from the card here.
help? Good chance.
I almost lost
Onto our final hole, hole 6.
my foot didn't go good.
About 350 feet. There it is. And there's a bunch of trees. A couple of good lines
Those are
to be
2
had
holes
for
away.
sure, though. Clayton with the box for the final time.
I sit on when there's not a camera there.
Great card, though. Even though it wasn't working out for him, they were some good dudes to film. They thanked me for filming. They apologized, and I was like, "Hey, I'm just here to document it." Like, I'm sorry that Emerson turned it on for round 2. Because if you look at the scorecard, he ran out of holes, or ran out for the columns on the scorecard, but he got another birdie, hole 7, which was a good opportunity for them, but he clutched up and got another birdie, so now there's 3 strokes. I have to get an ace here. If there's a chance, and Anthony's shot was looking pretty good, and just kind of smacked a tree.
Yeah, why not?
Colby, though, switches it up last second. He's said, you know what, I'm going to throw a fun shot. I'm going over the top with a Wraith.
Oh my gosh.
So, officially, the first tournament round Simon line on the channel is happening right there. That was sick. He told me as we were walking down to this green that he just renewed his PDGA for this tournament. He hasn't played a tournament in about 5 years, so he was just stoked to be on lead card, even though didn't really clutch up and close out the round that he wanted. He was just happy to be on lead card, and he's finishing off with a bang. And we were kind of worried we'd have to look for this disc, and here it is with a look at a 2.
Yeah, dude.
What a way to end the round. That was super impressive, too. That was fun to watch. Thanks, Colby, for doing that for the camera. That was rad. Got Clayton. He's banging a big putt, not to be big putted. That actually may have been longer. Putts galore going on. Mason also closing out on a good putt. Yeah, so I'm going to have the leaderboard scrolling in a second here, but I'm running out of time, so we'll run through it. Emerson Keith taking it down at -16 with a 12 down round 2. He shot a 1069 round 2 off a 3rd card, and then on the chase card, Joe Knott shooting 8 down for the final round. He gets to -12. Mason and Anthony off of our lead card here, they tie at 11 down for 3rd, rounding out the podium. Here's Colby's shot again in slow-mo, just because it deserves some sweet props. That's probably what I'm going to do. Shot of the round, in my biased opinion. I don't know. But yeah, so that's our podium. Gabriel Hernandez getting 5th place at 10 down. Zane Letts, Jonathan Espinosa, Anthony Carmona, and Ulysses Munoz off of our 1st round coverage. They're tying at 6th at 9 down.
Dude.
10 down, or tied for 10th, we got Mickey Welsh, Cameron Shirley, Ryan Vandenberg, Jaden Rye shooting 8 down for the tournament. That rounds out the top 10. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support and the kind words and the encouragement. Let me know how you liked it, what you didn't like, and if you're interested in supporting this coverage, hit me up in the comments or at my email, josh@daviesdiscblocker.com. As always, we'll see you out there.